Baddies, Paula Christine here, and today we're going to be talking about my February book read, and that was The Alchemist. So I know a lot of people have read this book. I mean, as soon as I posted this book, I had people in my inbox like, "Oh, that's a goodie." So I'm like, I knew it was good. I knew it was going to be good. I actually been hearing a lot about this book. A lot of big time celebrities who like manifestation, law of attraction have read this book. So I'm talking about like the Pharrells, the Oprah Winfreys, Will Smiths, the Jim Carreys. Like those people have mentioned this book, and it was just like, okay, well, I have to see what this is about.
Really important colleagues on my team. One of my managers, Karen Veazey, she suggested I read the book The Alchemist, and it changed my whole life because I realized all of the people who had conspired to get me to this place.
Oh, I love The Alchemist.
Man, that book it will change your life. It's the one book.
You know why? Because it absolutely shows you that if you have the desire, the universe will rise up to meet you exactly where you are.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I read the book, and I am so satisfied with this book. Like this book right here, I understand why when I went to the bookstore they had to get it from the back with a secret key. Like I understand why, because it really has so much knowledge in it.
One of my favorite books is the Alchemist, Paulo Coelho, and I consider myself an alchemist. An alchemist is basically a mystical chemist, right? And one of the great feats that alchemists used to do is they would take lead, just take a chunk of lead, and they could turn lead into gold. But I'm so connected to symbolically being able to turn lead into gold. My grandmother used to say, life give you a lemon, you go ahead and make lemonade.
Absolutely.
To me, that's alchemy. That's the same concept behind the alchemy.
As soon as I started reading, I was underlining so much things. And the story is about a boy who was a shepherd, and he kept having this reoccurring dream about a treasure in, I believe, like Egypt, and he meets a gypsy, and she kind of tells him, go chase your treasures, like go chase your treasures, and he starts to do that, and he goes along his journey chasing his treasure, trying to get his treasure. That's literally what the book is about, his journey on chasing the treasure. But along his way, along the path of him like chasing his treasure, the universe is like constantly like conspiring in his favor. Like it's crazy, and I see why so many people love this book, because it even though the character is made up, the story can apply to anybody's life.
One of the running themes throughout the book is one of my favorite all-time quotes, and that is, when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to get it. I think the universe actually conspired in helping me to be here today. I've been trying to do this interview for 10 years. But where did that idea, those words, that theme come from?
Well, what I experienced in my life is that when I really wanted something, I always got it. Positive and negative.
Like we all have our own personal legend. We all know what we want to do, our talents, and I believe that we should all chase our personal legend. And that's what this book is about. It's about chasing your personal legend and watching how the universe conspires in your favor when you're trying to do the things you want to do in your life. That's the most I'm gonna say. You have to read it. I feel like this is something that I would read again and again and again, because I feel like the more you read it, you might pick up on things that you could have missed. I love this book, you guys. I just really wanted to share it with you guys really quickly. Get this book. All those celebrities, all those people that talked about this book, they weren't lying. And I like how in the very beginning of the book, not even to just do with like the story, the author, when he made the book and it was like not selling at all. I think like one copy or something was like purchased and it wasn't selling at all. And then all of a sudden it just picked up. It got picked up and it just started going, and then the celebrities started co-signing it, and now it's like one of the biggest books.
It is truly a phenomenon. And when you first wrote it, it was not. It had to build and grow. You know, I first heard about it in 1996. I was doing a show with Madonna, and Madonna told me this was her favorite book that changed Madonna's life. So then I passed it along to everybody I know. Everybody I know passed it along to everybody they know and their children. So it's that's what made it a phenomenon, is it not?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What we call word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Nothing else. Because when Madonna talked about the book,
Yeah.
I said, oh, the book is going to sell. Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And then Bill Clinton was photographed with the book.
Yeah.
And I said,
Bill Clinton himself, yes.
now the book is going to sell. Nothing happened. And then Will Smith talked about the book, and a lot of people talk, celebrities, Julia Roberts. And then one day I opened the New York Times and the book was there. And there are no explanation for this. I think that it reached the critical mass.
Critical mass.
Thanks to the reader, the famous, but also the anonymous readers.
I love it. You guys go ahead and get this book. Yeah, that's it. That's my book review. I'm not giving you too much. You have to read it. You have to read it, but it's worth the read. It is worth it. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't watched my last video, I think my last book review is actually my favorite because I feel like I gave you guys so much gems and like I feel like you deserved it. So if you haven't watched my last video, it was my book for January, and it was Write It Down, Make It Happen. If you haven't watched my videos on manifesting law of attraction, go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna start giving you guys like goodies. Like you guys are gonna start getting story times. You guys are gonna start getting a lot of stuff from me. I'm like really just gonna start giving you Paula all day long. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you read the book, The Alchemist, go ahead and drop in the comments, your takeaways from the book. Love you guys. See you guys later. Bye.